Welcome to NHL Heist. How it works is I spin a wheel of NHL teams and we're going to figure out which team's going to be planning out their heist. After that, I'll spin a wheel that contains every other NHL team to figure out who they're going to be matching up against. Once we have our two teams, they're going to match up against each other to find our winner. If the attacking team wins, then they successfully completed the heist. They're going to steal their opponent's logo as well as 3 players, 1 forward, 1 defenseman, 1 goaltender. If the defending team wins, that means they were able to prevent the heist and they're going to take the attacking team's logo, best forward, best defenseman, and best goaltender. Now that we understand how the rules work, let's get right into NHL Heist. So we've got all 32 NHL teams on the board right here, and the roster they have at the beginning of this video is going to be far different from the roster they have at the end. We're going to have a ton of players changing teams, and it's going to make today's video really interesting. And the first thing we got to do is spin our attacking wheel, and we got to figure out who's going to be the first attacking team. It's going to be the reigning Stanley Cup champions in the Vegas Golden Knights. And which team is Vegas going to be attacking? Well, we'll spin the defense wheel right here, and we'll figure that out. It looks like they're going to be taking on the Anaheim Ducks, and by rights, Vegas should be adding 3 players to their team, including the Anaheim Ducks logo. So I'm going to be honest, this Vegas Golden Knights and Anaheim Ducks game was way closer than I expected, but Vegas is going to be coming out in a 3-2 win, so they're the first team claiming 3 new players and also the logo from the Anaheim Ducks. So as we know, when it comes to selecting players, you pick the best forward, defenseman, and goaltender on the team. So we're starting off with Troy Terry, who's an 87 overall. The next player Vegas is adding to the team is going to be 86 overall John Gibson, and he's going to be the new starting goaltender. And the final pickup for the Vegas Golden Knights is going to be 85 overall Cam Fowler. So as we can see, the Anaheim Ducks have been eliminated, and now their logo is sitting with the Vegas Golden Knights. So we're moving on to our next wheel spin here, and our next attacking team is going to be the Edmonton Oilers. And it looks like the team that the Edmonton Oilers is going to be taking on is another Canadian team in the Toronto Maple Leafs. So this is going to be a great all-Canadian matchup. Before we get into this matchup though, I'm trying to pass every single NHL team in YouTube subscribers, and right now the Detroit Red Wings are ahead of me. And as a community, we can't allow this to happen. So if you haven't subbed to the channel, you should do that right now. And while you're at it, drop a like and let's get 2,500 likes for the first ever NHL heist. Edmonton's attempted a heist here to steal 3 players away from Toronto, as well as their logo is going absolutely horribly. They're getting smoked 7-3 here, and that means Edmonton's going to be losing a few players. Edmonton's failed heist is going to result in 3 players being caught by the Toronto Maple Leafs. One of them, of course, is going to be the best forward on the team in Connor McDavid, the top defenseman in 87 overall Matthias Ekholm, and the starting goaltender for the Edmonton Oilers, but now the backup on Toronto, Stuart Skinner. And with that great defense from the Toronto Maple Leafs, not only are they stealing 3 of the best from the Edmonton Oilers, but they're also going to be claiming Edmonton's logo that was lost in the heist. So when you're attacking a team, you got to be very careful. You can't just be attacking teams willy-nilly. You got to make sure the heist is prepared, and you got to make sure you're going to secure that logo. The Pittsburgh Penguins, they're going to be the next attacking team, and hopefully they don't fail like the Edmonton Oilers. And it looks like the next team that's going to be defending an attack is going to be the Calgary Flames. Penguins and Flames have been going back and forth this entire game, but neither team's been able to take the lead, so we're headed to overtime in a 1-1 tie. 12 minutes into overtime, right off the Calgary faceoff, Noah Hanfin's going to throw a shot towards the net. It's going to get blocked, but he's going to pick up that loose puck. He's going to get another shot towards the net, but this time he's going to be beating Tristan Jarry. With a fantastic defense, the Calgary Flames are going to be moving on with a few new additions, and one of them, of course, is going to be 93 overall Sidney Crosby. The next addition is going to be a massive one for the Calgary Flames, as they're going to be adding an elite defenseman, Erik Karlsson. And finally, the Calgary Flames are going to be running with a new goaltender in between the pipes. That's going to be 87 overall Tristan Jarry. The new look Calgary Flames are definitely going to be a team to watch out for. While the Pittsburgh Penguins, you made a few additions over the offseason. I was expecting more from you guys. Our next team on the attack is going to be another in the Eastern Conference, as we're going to see the New York Rangers. And the Rangers are going to be going all the way over to the Western Conference to complete this heist, as they're taking on the Seattle Kraken. In the final seconds of this one, Matty Beniers is probably going to get the last shot of the game off here. Shesterkin's making the save here, and the Rangers are taking this one 5-4. The Rangers are going to be adding a nice piece to the defense. St. Louis legend Vince Dunn. Boy, do I wish you were on the team right now. They're also going to be picking up someone who just came off of an incredible season, picking up 41 goals last season. That's 86 overall Jared McCann. They also picked up Philip Grubauer, so I guess they got an upgrade in their backup department, because Shesterkin still got the reins. In our next matchup, the defending team better be ready for some dominance, because we got the St. Louis Blues attacking. And what sorry team is going to have to take on this franchise, because I definitely wouldn't want to be taking them on? The Colorado Avalanche. Oh boy, did I speak too soon. So at one point, the St. Louis Blues had a 3-0 lead in this game, and here we are heading to overtime in a 4-4 game. But I'm going to be completely honest, the fact that this is going to overtime amazes me. Like, bro, you know what? I had that one coming. I deserve that one. Literally with 0.9 seconds left in the game, Jonathan Drouin is going to deflect this into the back net. Are you kidding me? 0.9 seconds and we're off to overtime. I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. Nice job, St. Louis. I still can't believe that happened. Jordan Kyrou, welcome to the Colorado Avalanche. Torrey Krug, you're also on the Colorado Avalanche now. And Jordan Bainton, you're now the backup for this team, which also might be a downgrade from Francouz. They'll probably keep Francois in between the pipes because he probably is better than Benner. I don't know. A lot happened in that game, and I still haven't processed all of it. No, like seriously, 0.9 seconds. Y'all couldn't hold on for 0.9 seconds. Meanwhile, Carolina's on the attack next. And Carolina might be cooking up something special here because they're going to be taking on the Winnipeg Jets. And as we know, the Winnipeg Jets, the greatest team of all time in NHL 24. And NHL 23. In these video games, this team's built different. So as we know, we can never sleep on the Winnipeg Jets. And there might only be 20 seconds left in this game, but Winnipeg's mounting a comeback here. So here we go, 10 seconds left. Mark Scheifele's bringing the puck into the zone. He's going to turn it over here, and the Winnipeg Jets aren't going to be able to mount the comeback. So Carolina's taking this one, but they're going to bury an empty net because why not? I honestly thought that Winnipeg was going to come back here and win this game, but I guess not. Aho's going to carry the way. He picks up that empty netter, and this game's over. Carolina's going to be seeing 3 huge upgrades from that heist right there. The first is going to be Connor Hellebuyck, who's going to be the new starting goaltender. They're also going to be getting an upgrade to the left wing position as Kyle Connor's also going to be joining the team. And to round out the third player from the heist, Josh Morrissey is now here to lead the defense. So far, barring a few games, a lot of them have been close so far. Now Boston, I want to see you blow someone out. I want all these games being close. I want to see a lot of offense. Then again, it is possible to have a close game and a lot of offense at the same time. Now against Vancouver, Boston should be able to light the lamp. Hey, this is stick on the ice in the editing process right here. I'm going to take back absolutely everything I said because this is the day after Vancouver won 8-1. Brock Besser, congrats on the 4 goals. One of my favorite players. It's good to see you playing at that elite level again. And Edmonton, y'all better fix your defense because you cannot be relying on Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl averaging 3 points a game. Now, who would have seen this one coming? I hyped up the Boston Bruins, expecting them to score about 7 or 8 goals here. Vancouver picked up 5 straight. At one point, Boston had a 2-0 lead in this game. They scored all 5 goals in the third period. Boston, that was a monumental collapse. I'm not even sure how you did it. But you're losing 5-2 here, after having a 2-0 lead entering the third period. Vancouver, what can I say here? You proved everyone wrong, and you were able to stop the heist against Boston, and now you're claiming some players along with their logo. Now you got David Pastrnak, who's a 95 overall, Charlie McAvoy, who's a 92 overall, and you also have a fantastic goaltender in between the pipes, and that's going to be Linus Ullmark at a 90 overall. So 3 90 pluses, nothing you can complain about there. So shout out to the Vancouver Canucks on that 8-1 win and winning a game in NHL Heist, and now it's time to move on to the LA Kings matchup. And who are the LA Kings going to be taking on? Well, they almost took on the Vancouver Canucks, but it looks like their heist is going to be against the Toronto Maple Leafs. So I got to give LA the most respect here because not only did you take down the Toronto Maple Leafs, but you took down the improved Toronto Maple Leafs that include Connor McDavid, Matthias Ekholm, and Stuart Skinner. This was an improved Toronto team, but you showed out here, you took them down, and you're surviving another day while Toronto's being eliminated. So how it works in this situation is I have to choose the player that was originally from the team we defeated. So Connor McDavid, he's not originally from the Toronto Maple Leafs, he came from Edmonton, so he can't be selected here. But 93 overall Austin Matthews, he definitely can be. And you know who else can be selected? Morgan Rielly, 87 overall, and he's now going to be on the top pairing with Drew Doughty. But LA is also going to be picking up a new starting goaltender, and that's going to be Samsonov, 86 overall. The next team that's going to attempt to complete a heist is going to be the New Jersey Devils. And the team New Jersey is going to be attempting a heist against is going to be the San Jose Sharks. The outcome in this matchup isn't really a surprise as New Jersey is going to be taking down the San Jose Sharks 5-2. The only notable upgrade that the New Jersey Devils are going to be getting is Tomas Hertl, who's an 87 overall. While the other 2 additions aren't going to be very notable, Kaapo Kähkönen, he's going to be the backup, and then the best defenseman from the San Jose Sharks, Marc-Edouard Vlasic, 82 overall. The next team looking to complete a heist is the Buffalo Sabres. And the team Buffalo is going to be trying to rob here isn't going to be an easy one for them as they have to beat the New York Rangers. Buffalo had their hands full in this heist, but it looks like they're not going to have a good enough plan to beat the New York Rangers. Blake Wheeler is going to be potting the empty netter here, and they're taking this one 5-2. With the Rangers preventing the heist from the Buffalo Sabres, they're going to be picking up 3 amazing players along with the Buffalo Sabres logo. Of course, the leader is going to be Tage Thompson at 91 overall, but you definitely can't be sleeping on this guy, Rasmus Dahlin. He's also a 91. To round out those new additions, you're going to get Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, but he's not even going to be the backup for this team because Philip Grubauer is still ahead of him, and so is Shesterkin. And with that win from the New York Rangers, they're the first team to be claiming 2 logos today, and we're also 10 teams down, and we're down to our final 22. Moving on to our next matchup, the Minnesota Wild are going to be our attacking team. And the team that Minnesota is going to be planning a heist against is going to be the Florida Panthers. Minnesota had a great plan crafted heading into this matchup, but I guess they weren't prepared. Also, what's the defenseman doing here? Bro gave Kirill Kaprizov so much time, but it's not really going to matter here because Florida's going to be taking this one 5-1. Due to Minnesota's failed heist, they're going to be losing 3 key players, and of course the leader from that group is going to be Kirill Kaprizov at a 92 overall. Florida's also going to be getting a nice upgrade to their defense with the addition of Jonas Brodin, and it looks like we might have a new starter in between the pipes because Philip Gustafsson's also coming over. After back-to-back failed heists, Calgary's looking to change that trend as they're planning their heist next. And no matter which team they take on, it's definitely going to be a tough matchup, and now they have to take on the LA Kings, and you have to remember they've already claimed 3 players from the Toronto Maple Leafs, so they're not the regular LA Kings. However, in this matchup, there's one thing I overlooked, and that's the fact that the Calgary Flames have already won a game here. They've claimed some players from the Pittsburgh Penguins, and it looks like they're going to be taking this game 4-2. With the new additions to Calgary, they definitely have to be considered as one of the best teams in the league. They've made a major upgrade to the defense where they're going to be adding Drew Doughty, and then one of the best centers in the entire game in Anze Kopitar. They also added Cam Talbot, but Tristan Jarry and Jacob Markstrom are still both ahead of him, so he's not even going to be the backup for this team. So with an attacking team finally completing the heist, Detroit's looking to continue that trend as they're going to be planning one next. And their heist is going to be no easy task because they're going to be taking on the Vancouver Canucks. And as we know, Vancouver's already made 3 nice additions to their team. So when Detroit was planning their heist, they were considering the 3 additions Vancouver made from the Boston Bruins, and now we're going to be headed to overtime in this matchup. And in overtime, with Detroit having the full pressure meter all the way at its max, you already know what's going to be happening here. Shane Gostisbehere throwing a puck towards the net, it's somehow getting past Thatcher Demko, and they're going to be taking this one 4-3. I gotta hand it to the Detroit Red Wings. I did not expect them to be winning that matchup, but that's going to be a massive one for them. They're adding Elias Pettersson to the team. On top of that, they're also going to be getting Quinn Hughes. And of course, we can't forget about the new starter in between the pipes for Detroit. That's going to be Thatcher Demko. The Florida Panthers are looking to continue the trend of the heist being successful as they're going to be planning the next one. However, the Florida Panthers better be careful because the Washington Capitals have learned from other teams' mistakes and they're ready to take on the Panthers. So I don't know what kind of plan Washington was cooking up, but it clearly isn't working. Florida's going to be taking this one 7-3, an absolute dominant performance from them. No, but seriously, Washington, I thought you prepared for this game. And then allowing 7 goals? It's definitely not it. The dominance from the Florida Panthers is going to allow for our 3rd straight successful heist, and this one's going to lead to Alexander Ovechkin joining the Florida Panthers. Along with Alexander Ovechkin, John Carlson's also going to be joining the team, and Florida's also going to be adding another 86 overall goaltender to the team, but this time it's going to be Darcy Kuemper. It's actually amazing how right now 2 of the top teams in the league are the Calgary Flames and the Florida Panthers, but now the Ottawa Senators, they're looking to get into the mix here. And Ottawa better have a good plan here because after 3 straight successful heists, these teams know what's going on here. And with an upgraded New Jersey Devils team, Ottawa better be ready for a difficult task. Now, although the New Jersey Devils did make some upgrades to their team, we do have to remember they only really made one upgrade with Tomas Hertl. Because, I mean, Marc-Edouard Vlasic was an 82 overall, and the goaltender, I don't even think he's the backup for this team. So with that being said, we're going to be needing some overtime. With 2 minutes left in overtime, New Jersey's going to be drawing a penalty, but honestly, they're not going to need the power play here. Timo Meier's going to dish the puck over to Thomas Hertl. We got that San Jose connection as he's dishing it right back, and Timo Meier's going to be ending this game. Ottawa's failed heist is going to allow New Jersey to pick up some nice pieces here. Of course, the first is going to be 89 overall Tim Stutzel. The Devils are also going to be getting a fantastic upgrade to their defense as they're going to be adding Thomas Chabot. And finally, they've got themselves a new backup goaltender, and that's going to be 84 overall Jonas Korpisalo. It's time for a new team to craft up a heist here, and it looks like that team's going to be the Philadelphia Flyers. And Philly might not have to do the most planning for this heist because they are taking on the Montreal Canadiens. Montreal hasn't really added anyone, but they're still a decent team, so Philly better be careful. So far, this matchup's been a classic with them going back and forth the entire way, and now we're going to need a bit of extra time to settle this one. With 9 minutes left in overtime, Philly's going to be winning the faceoff here, and Sean Lawton, I don't even know how you're getting this past Jake Allen. You must have had the most perfect shot in the world to get it through that open space, but you did, and now Philadelphia is eliminating the Montreal Canadiens. With the Philadelphia Flyers completing that successful heist, they're going to be adding a ton of talent to their team, and the top guy they're going to be adding is 88 overall Nick Suzuki. The other additions that Philly's going to be seeing is Michael Matheson to the defense, and then a new backup goaltender in between the pipes and Jake Allen. We're down to our final 8 teams in the first round of matchups, and now it's time for Nashville to get into the mix. And Nashville, don't worry about having the greatest heist of all time planned. You're taking on the Arizona Coyotes. Nashville, maybe I should have told you not to worry about the Arizona Coyotes because they're going to give it to you, and they're going to be taking this one 4-1. Not only are you guys failing the heist, but they're going to be stealing 3 players away from your team as well as your logo. With the 3 new additions, I think Arizona can officially compete with the rest of the league. They're going to be picking up 94 overall Roman Josi, 89 overall UC Staros, so they got one of the best goaltenders in the game on their team, and they're going to round it out with 88 overall Philip Forsberg. 3 fantastic additions. This team's ready to make some moves. Moving on to our next heist, that's going to be completed by the Colorado Avalanche, and the team that Colorado is going to be going up against against is another competitive one in the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, of course, this matchup could have gone either way. These are two fantastic teams, but I think the difference maker for the Colorado Avalanche were those three guys from the St. Louis Blues, like Torrey Krug, Jordan Kyrou, Jordan Binnington. I think that was the difference maker in today's matchup, and Colorado is going to be taking the Carolina Hurricanes down. And of course, with that completed heist, 3 new players are going to be joining the Colorado Avalanche, and when you thought this team couldn't get any better, of course they are. Sebastian Aho, 90 overall, Jacob Slavin, 88 overall, and a new goaltender in between the pipes, 88 overall, Freddie Anderson. There's not too many teams left that need to complete the first heist, but it looks like the Arizona Coyotes are ready to take on that task. And if I'm the Arizona Coyotes, I'm praying that I don't have to take on the Colorado Avalanche, and luckily they don't have to, but they are going to have their hands full with the reigning Stanley Cup champion Vegas Golden Knights. Arizona might have been able to stop Nashville's heist, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to complete one of their own, as Vegas is going to be taking them down 4-1. The Vegas Golden Knights aren't going to be adding a ton of superstar talent, but they are getting Clayton Keller, and I would say he's borderline superstar. Give him a couple solid players, and this man's picking up 100 points. That might be a hot take, but I got full faith in him. The other main piece that Vegas is going to be adding is Sean Durzi, and he's going to be helping the third pairing defense. They're also going to be adding another great goaltender in Vermelka, but they're not going to need him because they already have a ton of goaltender talent. So now it's time for a team that we haven't seen yet get into the mix, and it looks like the Columbus Blue Jackets are going to be planning the next heist. And they've been planning for a while now, so they better be ready. And they better be ready to go because this next matchup is going to be an incredibly tough one for them. They got the New York Rangers. Columbus, what do you have to say for yourself? You had so much time to plan your heist. You were fully ready to go. You were taking on the New York Rangers. Yeah, they've claimed a few logos already, but you're still a decent team, right? 9-3. Y'all lost 9-3, and the New York Rangers have now claimed their third logo. They're about to add 3 more players to their team. This team might be unstoppable, no cap. So you already know when the Rangers claim a logo, they're going to be picking up 3 new players, and this Rangers team just got better. Johnny Hockey, welcome to the team. Zach Werenski, 87 overall, welcome to the team. And the Rangers, they've got themselves a new backup goaltender, 84 overall, Merzlikins, welcome to the team. So we're down to our final 4 attacking teams, and we're finally going to get a team that we haven't even seen a matchup yet. That's the Chicago Blackhawks. And Chicago, if you want to pull off a successful heist here, it better be perfect because you have the Colorado Avalanche. I think it's safe to say the outcome of this matchup isn't really going to surprise anyone. The Chicago Blackhawks just can't match up with the Colorado Avalanche, and Colorado's taking this one 4-1, and they've claimed their third logo with the video. So I'm not going to mess around and waste our time here. There's only 2 additions we're adding from the Chicago Blackhawks. Of course, one of them is Seth Jones, and the other is going to be Taylor Hall. And you might be asking, why aren't you adding a goaltender from the Chicago Blackhawks? Their starter is Peter Mrazek. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Hopefully the Tampa Bay Lightning planned out a good heist because they're going to have to put it into action right now. And they better be prepared because the New Jersey Devils, they have a few experiences with heist and they know what happens around here. In the final seconds of the third period, Tampa's putting on all the pressure and they got the full pressure bar maxed out, so you already know what that's going to mean. Tanner Janot's going to bury this one and we're off to overtime. And it's not going to take too long in overtime for us to find our winner. Braden Point's getting the puck in the slot. He's going to work his way towards the net before ripping one past Vanacek, and Tampa's going to be completing the successful heist. A win like that just seems to be in Tampa's fashion. Everything's against them and they still find a way to win. Not only did they claim the Devils logo, but they got some massive upgrades here. Of course, the main one being Jack Hughes at 91 overall. The defense is going to be getting a lot of help because now you got 90 overall Dougie Hamilton alongside Sergachev. And to finish it off, you got yourselves a new backup goaltender in Vanacek at an 85 overall. So we're officially down to our final 2 teams in the first round. The Dallas Stars, their heist is going to be put into action next. And every single team on this wheel has new players except for the New York Islanders. And it's going to work out fantastic for the Dallas Stars because all they have to do is take on the regular New York Islanders. This team's got no improvements, so it's the regular Dallas Stars versus the regular New York Islanders. In the final seconds of this one, Dallas is putting on some pressure, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Rupe Hintz is going to get one last shot off here. It's going to deflect wide of the net, and the Islanders are going to be able to stop the Dallas Stars heist. And the Islanders, y'all better be ready because you're about to take part in a heist of your own. It's time for you to go on the attack. 2 of the 3 additions that the Islanders picked up are going to be helping in their next heist. Of course, the main one, Jason Robinson, 92 overall. Then you got Miro Heiskanen at 90 overall. And Jake Ottinger, you're not really going to be helping too much because you are going to be the backup behind Sorokin. So here we go, our final matchup of the first round, and it looks like the Islanders are going to try to complete their heist against the Philadelphia Flyers. The new additions for the Islanders aren't going to make it an easy heist against the Philadelphia Flyers because Philly's putting up a solid fight here, and it looks like this game's going to be headed to overtime. Halfway into overtime, the New York Islanders are going to be breaking the puck out of the zone. They've got themselves a 3-on-3 entering the offensive zone. Pierre Engvall is going to be found in the slot, and with no one picking him up, he's going to have tons of time to rip this one past Carter Hart. And with that goal, the New York Islanders are completing the heist. After preventing a heist, the Islanders went out and completed a heist of their own. They're they're going to be adding 87 overall Carter Hart to the team, but he's not even going to be the backup for this team, so we're not going to worry about him. But one guy we are going to worry about, Sean Couturier, 86 overall. He's definitely going to be a massive help to this team. And to add a bit more defensive depth, Travis Sanhelm, welcome to the team. And it might have taken a while, but here we are officially moving on to the second round, and we're down to our final 8 teams. I have the New Jersey Devils available on this board, but I am going to notice after our next matchup that they have been eliminated, so don't worry, this doesn't affect anything. But we're down to our final 8 teams. All of these teams have been improved, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen here. So we've officially moved on to round number 2, and who's going to be our first team going on their second heist? That's going to be the Florida Panthers. And Florida, in this matchup, not only are you going to be trying to steal a logo here, but you're also going to be trying to steal the Stanley Cup, as you have to take on the Vegas Golden Knights. Florida, you had a chance to run it back. Not only could have you beat the Vegas Golden Knights and got their logo, but you also could have gotten the Stanley Cup. But what are you going to do in this elimination game? Get shut out. That's a tough way to lose here. Not only was that a massive win for Vegas in the sense that they're not eliminated, but they're also going to be picking up Matthew Tkachuk from the Florida Panthers. On top of picking up Matthew Tkachuk, they're also going to be bringing Brandon Montour to the team. The final pickup they're getting from the Florida Panthers is going to be Sergei Bobrovsky, but he's going to be backing up John Gibson. Or I think he's backing up John Gibson. They're both 86 overalls. It could go either way. So here I am, one matchup later, realizing the New Jersey Devils were still available. I eliminated them. This didn't change anything. We're on to our next matchup. So after that matchup, it's now time for the Colorado Avalanche to complete their second heist of the game, and they're also going for their 4th logo. And whichever team the Colorado Avalanche is taking on, their security better be at its highest. It's the New York Islanders, because this Colorado team's elite right now. The New York Islanders would be putting some last second pressure on the Colorado Avalanche, and it's going to work out for them because they are going to pick up a goal here, but there's only a couple seconds left, and Colorado's got the lead, so they're going to be taking this one. So unless something stupid happens here, Colorado should have this in the bag. They have an elite forward core, their defense is fantastic, the best in the entire league, and now they got Sorokin in between the pipes. What more could you ask for? Well, you could ask for Adam Pelech, and that's who you're going to be getting, and you also could be asking for Matt Barzal, and he's also joined the team. Moving on to our next matchup, we're going to see another team that's claimed a bunch of logos so far. That's the New York Rangers, and they're looking to steal another. And the logo the Rangers are going for in their next heist is going to be Tampa Bay's, as that's who they're matching up against. The Rangers aren't going to have too much issue with the Tampa Bay Lightning, as they're going to be completing another successful heist, and now they've got 4 logos. So I'm not even sure who should be the favorite in NHL Heist right now, because the New York Rangers just added Nikita Kucherov. They also got Vasilevsky, and on top of adding those 2 guys, they're also going to be picking up Victor Hedman. 3 more elite players from the Tampa Bay Lightning now on the New York Rangers. Between them and Colorado, I feel like it could go either way. But both of those teams have already completed their second round heist, so unless they're attacked, they're not going to be featured in any more matchups. And the Vegas Golden Knights, they're looking to complete another heist. Now, Vegas should have a solid chance of winning a matchup here unless they match up against the Colorado Avalanche or New York Rangers. They've got to take on the Colorado Avalanche. This is a massive game for Vegas. If they can somehow steal Colorado's logo along with 3 new players, that's going to make things real interesting here. Now, who would have seen this one coming? After hyping up the Colorado Avalanche as much as I did, they're going to be falling in a 4-2 game to the Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas is eliminating arguably the best team left in NHL Heist. Now, this is going to be a massive game changer here. Cale Makar is now on the Vegas Golden Knights. Nathan McKinnon's on the Vegas Golden Knights, and so is Georgiev, but we're not really going to worry too much about Georgiev. He's going to be the backup behind John Gibson. This Vegas team's different now. 2 of the best players in the entire league are now on their team. They've already picked up players from 3 other teams before they got Colorado. I guess between them and the Rangers, that's the top 2 now. But as we just found out, anything can happen. So here we go with the final wheel spin. It's going to be the Detroit Red Wings completing the next heist, and after Detroit, then Calgary will be in the mix. No matter who Detroit goes up against here, it's going to be a difficult matchup for them. Unfortunately, they're not going to be getting the Calgary Flames, so now they're going to have to try to take the Rangers logo away. So in the final seconds of this game, the Rangers are doing everything to get back into this one. They're currently down 1 with 10 seconds left. Artemi Panarin, he's going to be scoring the goal here to send this one to overtime. They were facing elimination right there, but Panarin, he's going to step up when it matters most, and this game's off to overtime. We're over halfway through overtime. Detroit's got the puck in the offensive zone. The puck's going to work its way over to Robbie Fabry, and the luckiest deflection of all time is happening. It's getting in the back of the net. They're beating Shesterkin, and just like that, the Detroit Red Wings have taken down the New York Rangers. Honestly, I still can't believe the Detroit Red Wings were able to complete that upset, and now they've added 3 new elite players to the team. Of course, you got 93 overall Artemi Panarin, then you got a new guy in between the pipes, and that's going to be Igor Shesterkin. And finally, you got one of the best defensemen in the game in Adam Fox. And it's important to note here, whatever team doesn't get landed on, that team's going to be advancing to the finals. So we're going to see the Vegas Golden Knights in the final, and then we'll figure out who's going to make it between the Detroit Red Wings and Calgary Flames. So there's not too much time left in this game, and all the Detroit Red Wings really need to do is get the puck out of the zone, but they're not going to be able to do that. Calgary's making a last second push here, but it's not going to be enough. A last second shot's going to be deflected away from the net, and the Detroit Red Wings are able to steal one more logo before they make it to the final. They're taking Calgary Calgary's. We're going to add 3 more players to this team, and then we have our final set. The Detroit Red Wings taking on the reigning Stanley Cup champions and the Vegas Golden Knights. As I mentioned, we got to add 3 more players before we get into the final, and the first one's going to be Elias Lindholm, 89 overall. The next is going to be more help for the defensive core here, Mackenzie Weegar, who's an 87, and the goaltending situation, we're not going to worry about Jacob Markstrom because Shesterkin's got the reins here, and he's looking to help Detroit win NHL Heist. So here we go, it all comes down to this. The Detroit Red Wings, who have been able to claim 3 logos, taking on the Vegas Golden Knights, who have been able to claim 4. Vegas was able to take down the Colorado Avalanche, but Detroit took down the New York Rangers. They've both taken down great teams. This is going to go all the way down to the wire, I can tell you that for free. And with time winding down in this game, it was a close one the entire way. Clayton Keller would be able to pick up an empty net goal at one point, but this is a 4-1 game, and it looks like the Vegas Golden Knights are going to be the first ever winners of NHL Heist. But we got to give credit to both of these teams here. Like the Colorado Avalanche and New York Rangers, they were 2 powerhouses throughout the entire game. But the Vegas Golden Knights, they found an answer for the Colorado Avalanche, and the Detroit Red Wings, they found an answer for the New York Rangers. We had 2 fantastic teams in the final, but it looks like Vegas was just a bit better, and they're our first ever winners, so shout out to them.